Good morning. I'm Paul Gordon, and this is the Peorian, where we try and keep you up to date on local issues and events. For example, a few days ago, in case you haven't heard, the Peoria Civic Center became a rather wicked place. I'm referring, of course, to the sensational Broadway musical called Wicked that has started a 17-day, 24-show run in the Civic Center Theater, which is quite a coup for a venue of this size. But then again, more than just us Peorians know that our Civic Center is the crown jewel of Central Illinois and has been since it opened nearly 30 years ago. Those who choose where to put the best touring Broadway shows are aware of it as well. I mean, think about it. Think about the shows that have graced our city because of the quality of the facilities and the knowledge of its residents. Among them, the Phantom of the Opera in 2002, not only beautifully performed, but with some special effects that have not been seen here before. And then there was Cats, which had more than one extended run here. And more recently, there was Spamalot, the hilarious musical version of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Our guest today is Marc Burnett, Head of Marketing for the Peoria Civic Center, and we're going to ask him to talk about Wicked and tell us why the Civic Center is able to get the high-quality shows that it does. And we'll talk about other events coming up at the Civic Center as well, so please, stay tuned. Welcome back to the Peorian. Our guest today is Marc Burnett, Director of Marketing for the Peoria Civic Center. Marc, tell us a little bit about Wicked. It's more or less the prequel to The Wizard of Oz, isn't it?
Wicked. Something wicked this way comes, Paul. And we've been waiting for this. You know, it's been a joy and a busy time this summer getting ready for Wicked This Way Comes. It is a monster. It is the biggest show that we've had since Phantom was here in '02 with their 4-week run. So getting the theater ready for 24 shows has been an undertaking. Prepping all of our season tickets from the Broadway Theater series, which a lot of people still call the Broadway Theater League. So that's for the people that were members of the Broadway Theater series before the Civic Center was built, and we had all of our shows over at the Shrine back in the old days. But it's been a lesson in professionalism. They're very organized, very prepared. And ever since they kicked it off back in May 6th, I believe, when the producer, David Stone, came in and he flew in an Elphaba and a Galinda, and he told everybody that was in Peoria with all of our green lighting up in the ballroom that this was going to be something special happening in October in Peoria, that it's been an exciting run. So we're just ecstatic and proud to be able to present the show.
How was Peoria able to get a show this caliber for such a long run?
Oh, I'll tell you what, it was a little bit of a piece of luck where I go out to New York and talk to the promoters, and it's funny because they're all like within 2 blocks of each other at Broadway and 42nd. You could throw a rock and hit 6 offices that network all the shows that go on tour across the United States. So I usually go out and visit with them one-on-one and talk about what they have in their stable to be able to talk about what's coming in. So I basically begged for years to be able to get on the list, just the list, to present Wicked. And eventually they called, the booking group called, and they said, well, Marc, I have some good news. And I go, you're kidding. So I knew immediately that she was talking about that we got Wicked, that we were on the list, and they said, first we have to do a site inspection, and I said, done, no matter, you know, we'll cover that expense. And she goes, expect a phone call in about a week. So about 3 or 4 days later, the boss of the booking agency called, and I was on my cell phone walking the aisles of Target with my wife. We're shopping for shampoo. And Stephen Lindsay says, Marc, I'd like for you to clear some dates in October. And I said, great. What year? 12, 13, 14? He goes, this year. And so I sat down on the lowest shelf by the shampoo and I said, Ann, go on. I've got to talk to somebody here for a little bit. I about had a heart attack. So we were able to clear some dates and with a little help from our friends. And we for one reason or another, we were able to immediately get a date, a 3-week run, 24 shows is kind of a rare thing. That we were able to do that in less than 8 months is just miraculous. So kind of a long answer to a question, but you choose and you work with the promoters, Paul, and sometimes things work out and sometimes they don't, depending if we have, we have a lot of hockey dates, we have a lot of Bradley dates, so there's a lot of things happening at the Civic Center. With symphony and ballet and Seinfeld coming in and the other events. So you really have to work really hard to clear dates and make sure it happens.
We have some film footage of the show, which we wanted to show just to maybe whet the appetite of this for this incredible production.
Great.
In all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was is ever gonna bring me down. I hope you're happy. The neighbor, she's waiting. Get her! Bring no one mourns the wicked, so we got to bring her down.
Mark, I've seen Wicked once before, and after seeing this, that little bit just makes me want to see it again. This show really has a lot of special effects, doesn't it?
It does. We had to prep the theater. We had to add a bunch of line sets, and we had to do some improvements to the theater, which cost a few bucks, but it's worth it because it's kind of an investment. We had to do the same thing when Phantom came in. We had to reinforce the roof so that they could handle that chandelier swing. So, and they also upgraded the sound system, so you pay for it, but then they leave all those improvements there, so it's really an upgrade. So we added actually 32 line sets to the theater backdrop, and there were some other things that we had to do. So the theater is going to be ready for an upgrade for maybe some bigger shows in the future too.
Good.
So we're excited about that.
Well, speaking of other shows, we're going to take a break now, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some other shows coming to Peoria from the stages of Broadway. Stay tuned.